All right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. All righty, righty, righty. Coming this evening with an awesome message. All right. Learning from the Spirit of Yah on the Sabbath. Learning from the Spirit of Yah on Sabbath. I want to bring this message to kind of piggyback on the message that I brought earlier. And I'm going to give individuals time to turn around and run. Okay. Because this is how I feel this thing. I don't feel that it's for everybody. You know, everything that I'm speaking on is not for everybody. It's for those who have the spiritual backpack. Mm-hmm. And they also have the light in their right hand. They understand exactly what I am saying. And if it's anything they don't understand, the Ruach will teach them the what he want and he desire that they should and understand. So those that comes and try to eat from the table, you can go somewhere and sit down. Mm-hmm. What time is it? Is your bedtime? Because this message is not for any and everybody. And I don't have no problem having nobody online. Sister Deborah gonna speak that thing. Because it's something greater in me than anything that's on the outside of me. So it's not you that make that great one in me be all that he is. He's going to be that in me, whether I'm on YouTube or not. That's how awesome he is. Okay. That's how he rumbles. You know, he don't have to have YouTube or no other platform to come and abide in you. When he's there to stay. You and him and he and you. Y'all ain't going nowhere. Okay. So, but I do say to the individual who come to this page, who's lost with a cause and without, it's time you take a hike. Same way you came in, you know the way out. Okay, because this message is going to light into information that one never heard before a day in their lives, in the day of their living. So when Sister Deborah speak, you better run. I'm giving you the opportunity now to just go out the same door you came in, because this message is not for everyone. The title of this message is Learning from the Spirit of Yah on the Sabbath. Just imagine you all call yourself taking on the Sabbath day, and nothing you do, say, or portray to represent the Sabbath does not include him. He's not even included. He can't be. Because the Sabbath was for the spirit, not for the flesh. It was a place that we, after 7 days turmoiling with this world, in this flesh, whether you want to call it laboring or whatever, 90, no, I ain't gonna say 99, 70 something percent don't even work. So what are you getting a rest day for? See, that's what that shows you right there. It can't be what the world portrayed it to be. And that's why all these people are in the churches, in the synagogue, in the temple, in all these places of worship, in the Christians and in the Catholic, worshiping on the Sunday, because they really don't give a rat's behind about the true Sabbath. And 99.9 of Judah could give a rat's behind either. They fall in line right with them. The Sabbath day was created. No one can understand that. We sat and we watched him, not watched, we heard, let's just say we heard that he created this, did. But when it came down to him creating the Sabbath, no one realized that the Sabbath was created for man. Just like everything else he created for man. And I'm not meaning male, I mean male and female. What was it he wanted you to do in that Sabbath? He wanted you to understand the rest. which you never understood. When you might say, when if he created it for man, wouldn't he be creating it for the flesh? No, he was creating it for the spirit. Let me give you an example. When he created Adam, did he make him perfect? You see, that perfection was there in Adam, even though he chose the other route. But I'm just showing you how you can get all tied up trying to justify, clarify, and try to make things your way and the way that they have taught you since you were born. I believe a lot of people need the world. That's why they need to stay in the world. And you would say, well, Sister Deborah, why would you pressure people to stay in the world? And you say they need the world. Well, you know what he said? He said, I'm going to pour out a strong delusion on their butts so that they shall continue to believe the lie. So what do you say about that? See, what y'all messed up about, y'all trying to take this creator and make him what y'all want. And y'all want him to go around who you are, what you doing, what you about, the way you think, the way you feel, your wisdom, your knowledge, your understanding in your flesh. This is the problem with this world. You done route everything around your flesh. Now it's over. Now you're going to portray you in there holy. He gave you a commandment and y'all took the commandment and smeared them up and down and made it something that you can bash and use as an iron claw. Not even understanding that the first 5 ones was really molding you around him. And you too stupid to see it, too stupid in the spirit and as well as the natural to comprehend it. But then with someone coming to bring the light in the midst of the darkness that you've been sitting in, standing in, eating in, sleeping in, walking in, and talking in, then you all bent up and you bent down because you don't understand. So I've learned from the spirit of Yah during the Sabbath. That's what's the whole idea of the rest. The rest was silent. I cannot get people to look up the word silent in Hebrew and get the meaning. When you get the meaning, silent means rest. So we know we're supposed to be silent. So important for us to be silent, it's almost like humble, quiet, so we can hear him speak to us. That's what it's all about. It's to hear that Holy Spirit speak to our spirit. But we don't want that. We want to go into church and serve on Sunday. We want to pretend we Hebrew Israelites and we taking the Sabbath, talking about no cooking and no cleaning and no this. Let me explain something, y'all. Tell me, what was it that Yah created on the earth for you to meditate on in your flesh? I'd like somebody to tell me, what is it that the Father created for you to really meditate on the right hand side in your flesh? You ain't gonna find none. Yeah, you're gonna lie on it so you can continue to be deceived in darkness. But the truth be told, Yah more concerned about how you conduct yourself in the inner man. You want me to tell you one sign? One sign is when he tried to warn us that the battle is not in the flesh. It's in the spirit. You see? So right there, he's letting you know, while y'all down here clowning in your flesh and acting a fool and agreeing with all this sin and wickedness and darkness, I'm in the flesh realm. I'm in the spirit realm trying to bring light to the darkness. If y'all ain't gonna pull up in that light, go on somewhere else and sit down somewhere, because this message is not for you. Okay, so when he was explaining to me about the Sabbath day, he was wanting me to understand that this is how far, Deborah, people are from who he is. Not who Deborah is, but from who he is. That's why they take off and run. When you say something that just nip them, you know what they do? They take off and run because they're not used. Why? They're from the dark end. People run from the light, and I don't blame them, because most of the time, the light is bringing the two-edged sword. It ain't coming along, y'all. Spirit and truth ain't pulling up alone. Light ain't gonna pull up alone. On darkness, no, he's bringing the two-edged sword. That means that when you pull up with spirit and truth and the light in your hand, guess what? Anything darkness got to take off and run, because all it's used to is darkness. It don't want to hear nothing in the light. It don't want to hear no spirit and truth. It don't want to know nothing that fall under the category of the Most High Yah. It wants to stick with darkness, and that is of the world. And that's how you know who people are, coming in and going out. Okay, so during the Sabbath, he revealed a lot of things to me, and one of them was the Sabbath itself. Why would I call it holy? Be thou holy. Thou shall the Sabbath. Let me say it exactly the way he said it. Thou shall remember to keep the Sabbath day holy. To keep the Sabbath day holy. You see what I'm saying? Does not or have not you all heard it? Be ye holy as I am holy. Do y'all not understand that? You think he looking for holy in the flesh? Make your stupid tales make sense. Why would he say remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy for the flesh? Make it make sense. You can't. And you won't be able to. Because the Sabbath was never meant for the flesh. It was meant for your spirit, which makes a lot of sense. It's like you can eat whatever you want for 6 days, but on that 7th day, pull up in me. You can go on and work 6 days and do whatever you want to do, but in that 7th day, pull up in me. And the reason why you know that they have not is because he has not brought spirit and truth nor the light to nobody. They still talking darkness. All around you. My ex-husband say, it's like a triangle, Deborah. They locked in the side of the triangle. They doing it just seems like everybody doing the same thing. But then they gonna look at the creator as cockeyed as they possibly can, as if they in there and he out there. The Sabbath day wanted us to come in quiet, humbled. And what else? He wanted us to quiet, humble. I just want to use the words he gave me. Sanctified, silent, assurance. Come in that Sabbath with assurance. Assurance mean in Hebrew, it is a form of support, which is trust, faithful, and belief. You bringing that into the Sabbath with you. You bring it silent. You bring in sanctified. You see, you just coming on in with that. And he gonna do the rest. I sit back and I watch the struggle, even going into the Sabbath. It's that's why I know the Sabbath in the way the Holy Spirit has taught me is legit, because you don't just go in it with just like a smooth sailing. Now, if you had to just go to church Sunday, you don't have no problem. Go get your little clothes, put your little hat to the side, put your shoes on, and you go on with your little Bible in your hand. You go on to the church. Even coming on YouTube, it's my Sabbath. I'm finna get on YouTube. Nothing to it. But Satan don't want you to know how holy the Sabbath was created. Now, show you that. Now, Father, they'll never get this. They'll never get it. If the 5th commandment is to keep the Sabbath and keep it holy, and if I'm living into today, and not a dead prophet, but a living one, taught by the Ruach HaKodesh, and he revealed to me on the Sabbath, the full real deal Sabbath, that they never kept the Sabbath. And the Sabbath never kept them. People been living in their own understanding of their flesh. The Sabbath never was upheld by them. So everybody on YouTube be running to these pages, call yourself not cooking, not cleaning, and not doing it. He said, keep it holy. For I am holy, be thou holy as I am holy. Now, what do you mean, Deborah? That's one of the commandments. Not all, this is how sick it is. People don't understand. Not only have you not upheld the true Sabbath, but you broke the commandment. Want me to tell you which one you broke? The first, the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth. Going on down, love thy neighbor as thyself. Go on down, love thy honor thy mother and thy father. Go on down, thou shalt not steal. Go on down, thou shalt not kill. All of the ones that the world has a law to. That's the only one that you all are upholding. But yet you're beating people everywhere they go. Keep the Sabbath, keep the Sabbath. Sit your tail down. The Father revealed to his prophet how potent the Sabbath was, is, and shall always be. Not only did the Sabbath pull up, it pulled up telling you about men and their children sinning and iniquity. I'm like saying, but Father, here it is talking about the children of the Father in your fifth commandments, where you say, keep it holy. Well, what's going on? It just shows Sister Deborah exactly what he said. They take the book, they read it, they study it, they walk it, they talk it, they eat it, they breathe it, and they don't give a rat's behind about it. Because they don't do anything that it have said that they have read themselves. He said they don't even follow by nothing they read. And I believe that. It ain't that I believe it because he said it. I believe it because he said it, and I'm living in this day as you are. The difference from me and you, I ain't here to lie. Everybody else wants you to patty cake, bake a man with them. Everybody wants you to talk a certain way, speak a certain way, and cater to their feelings and their emotions. You better kick rocks. Get on out of here. Because this is not the platform for that. Now, what he did when he revealed that, he was telling me about what the Sabbath is consist of. And I said, Father, they couldn't even uphold that. He said they wouldn't. I've been knowing that. Because I said, but Father, they haven't respect you in no way, shape, or form. He said they ain't going to. See, Deborah, you didn't pull it up with what I created for them, for man. You didn't pull it up the commandment. They didn't keep the commandment. They didn't keep the Sabbath holy because they don't know what holy is. They don't know what the Sabbath is. So how do you think that they're going to keep it holy? And how do you think they're going to uphold the Sabbath, which is the commandment, if they don't know what the Sabbath is? They don't know what the Sabbath was. And they don't know what the Sabbath going to be. Because if you really take some sense and go do your study, you'll find out in Mount Zion, that's one thing they're going to get right. They're going to come up on the Sabbath. And they're going to do it up because they're going to do it right. And just imagine all these thousands of years, you all chose to not even give a rat's behind if you had it right or not. I'm just doing the Sabbath. I'm holy. I know I'm this. People. You nowhere near home. That's all I could say. You ain't nowhere near home. Okay. So I'm grateful for the Father sharing with me about the Sabbath, even though he's kind of schooled me a couple of months ago about the Sabbath, how important it was and is, and how to go about doing it. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like he said from the beginning, it's from years ago that it's over, and that you just come and bring the light out of the midst of darkness. So I'm glad that he gave me the opportunity to bring forth the Sabbath. So every one of y'all who run around here talking about you keep the Sabbath, you go on and play with yourself, because the Father said you don't keep nothing. You're a liar, and you are the children of the father of lies, because you think nobody don't see it, but y'all say all things is seen by him. So you ain't escaping nothing, because if you waiting for man to see it, then that's what makes you the fool, because you don't care if he sees it. All you concerned about, nobody on the earth sees it, but the Father says when the heaven sees it. That's what put your tail in order, where you need to be going for eternal. So you can go on and live on this earth thinking that you're doing something and that nobody ain't gonna know it. You ain't doing nothing that ain't nobody don't know, because nobody in the earth don't give a rest behind what you do. But he that knows that you portraying to represent the Sabbath, you messed up. But only and only that end is going to determine who you was, who you is, and who you shall be. And it's over. Okay. So what else he shared with me was really beautiful. Really beautiful. The Father also shared with me in the Sabbath, he gave me this about Enoch. He said, the reason why you feel about Enoch is the same reason about how you have been taught about everything they dropped. You ain't ready to hear about Enoch because they done messed up everything you say that I've sent for them to gain. So you don't want to hear about a man. I'm so grateful that he have been hearing me. I don't want to hear nothing about no Enoch, not either. That don't mean nothing to me. And the Father say the reason why I feel so heavy about Enoch is because you all have lied on him. Like you lied on the Father. Look how you took his Sabbath. Look how you took his beginning creation. You took everything he created and you flipped it to another side. And you're running around here living bad, trying to make somebody else look wrong so you can continue to live in your wrongness. But the Spirit taught me today something that he I guess he just gripped everything that I was feeling about Enoch. I don't want to hear about Enoch. And he was telling me, you know why you don't want to hear about Enoch? This is what the Spirit was teaching me today. He said, because they lied on him. This world has took Enoch and made a lie out of him. This is why you don't want to hear about Enoch. Because they made him something he was not. They created a giant. They created something that'll steer people away from Yah. And they do. People talk more about Enoch than they do my father. And I'm cutthroat about that. I have an issue with that, Father. And he knew I had an issue. And that's why I don't go near Enoch. And he was saying that it wasn't Enoch that I can't go near. It was man who placed Enoch in an area in which Enoch never was. And I'm going to show it to y'all. So all of y'all running around here chasing Enoch book and all of what the world and all the books that they done made about Enoch, the Father wants you to know. All of that they're trying to say that Enoch have said, he said most of it is a lie. Why? Why, Father? Because they knew Enoch was on my side. They knew that I, myself, son Enoch down for a mission. And that's why nobody ever heard the mission that I sent Enoch on. Because they so busy seeing and hearing all this here demonic stuff that Enoch said, and Enoch said this. And then it's like the first book of Enoch, the second book, the third book, and all of this. And he was saying, I see why. Because Enoch, as the world has portrayed him in writing and in words, have been built up beyond me. He said, you know that I never created anyone to override me like that. Never. You didn't hear Yeshua coming down trying to override the Father. You didn't hear him stepping beyond the Father. He set his tail down and he told us about the Father. Even from the very beginning, he said, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Like he was warning us, the kingdom then came down. It's right at hand, reach with us. It's nothing Yeshua did that gained the thunder and the power that Enoch has. Y'all didn't notice that, did you? None of you have the sense too, because you never rebuke or debate or throw out this mess about Enoch. And the Father was sharing with me in the Sabbath. That's why you feel the way that you feel. It's because it was their lies about Enoch. And he took me to Enoch's situation. he was explaining to me that Enoch was just like any other that I have used, and I want you to go and show him. Now I got to show it to you. To where all this other stuff they added and taking away and they added. No, Enoch did cover what was going on. But guess what? As y'all, it's sad. It's sad. The Spirit was explaining to me the most important things we should have gripped that Enoch had said, even about the day of Noah, no one gripped. And I'm like saying, but Father, people don't talk about that. He said, that's what I'm trying to tell you, Deborah. They lied. The people prefer the lie than the truth. People want to even swim. They want to dive. They want to preach, teach. They want to walk. They want to talk in the lies. And that's what you left. Y'all are left a bunch of lies. And y'all left them there for you. And he said, if you need a little help with your lies, he'll pour out some strong delusion to help you out. So you can continue to believe the lies in which you've been coming up and still yet old and still believe the lies. Because judgment is already on the earth. And it's coming. It has came. It is here with spirit and truth. It is here with the light. That's the judgment. In case y'all too sick to understand what the judgment of the Most High Yah is residing here on the earth with spirit and truth and the light. So what happened? He was telling me that they took Enoch out of the zone of the creation of the way he created. And then he showed me how he taught me is how, you know, how you was reading in Genesis, how they took everything about me out of order, how they took even the creation of man and woman out of order, how they don't want to accept who I am, feminine and masculine. They don't, nothing. He said, even to the point where the Sabbath, you see how they switched the Sabbath to the way of man, to the way of the flesh. And all this, he was sitting here telling me, and I'm like saying, so Enoch, all this stuff they saying about Enoch, he said, those books are not Enoch. What would make a person think that those books is really what happened to Enoch when the main book that the world uses in their deception is the King James Bible? They took the King James Bibles, which is a book full of words, and they made it the word. And the whole world followed the King James Bible. Not the whole world, but you know what I'm saying. The majority of these Christians and Catholics, they pull out the King James Bible. Why? Because that's the Bible that they added, took away, smeared, wiped here, wiped there, and handed to this world. And the world follows it. He says, so what makes you think they're going to take out of Enoch and then make it like it's something that really took place? The world, you guys, people, the world is a lie and the truth is not found in it. So I don't know why in the rats behind y'all take what everybody say in these books and make it the truth. How can the truth be truth without the spirit of truth? Sit down. So the Father went on to explain to me about Enoch. He said, only thing you need to know, Deborah, is Enoch walked with me. Enoch walked with me. All this other mess that they done added and took away. And when he began to tell me some things about Enoch and how he was explaining about the giants, I was like, I got to get off this YouTube, y'all. I really do. Nobody wants truth no more. I need to get off of here and let y'all send somebody that he, like he said, he'll send a strong delusion for you, because that's what you need. You need the strong delusion juice from the Most High Yah. That's what this world need and everybody need, because they don't believe the truth. They believe the lies, so they need to rest their in the lies. Because when he began to talk to me, he said, I want you to understand the walk, Deborah. You know what the walk is. I kept telling them, walk in the spirit. So he letting us know this walk that Enoch walked in Yah is the same walk we that has the Ruach has, that Enoch had. Wanting us to not forsake the ways of his ways and make them the ways of Enoch. Enoch did nothing special, you guys. Nothing. Now, when you saw in the Hebrew boys putting in the fire furnace, when you saw the son of Yah in there, that's when you pull up. Somebody had to keep them from burning. And it was the son of Yah. You see? When you people don't even understand Hamashiach, which is Christ. They don't even have no idea. The power of Yah rests in that, in him. And he's the one was pulling up all the time, and they missed him in the Old Testament and in the New. Everything they pull up is a bunch of lies, and nobody want to go right. Now, Enoch was not Melchizedek. Melchizedek was the son of Yah. That was also Hamashiach coming again. The Son of Man portrays so many roles for the Father, so many powerful roles, and not one of you all can find it in your spiritual backpack. And it's many times, because one was when they said it looks like the son of Yah. They didn't say it looks like the Father. They said it looks like the son of Yah. So when y'all was trying to run around here and think you know something, you don't know nothing, the reason why they were so against Yeshua is because they knew the son of Yah. They knew there was a son of Yah. They was looking for him to come, the Christ, the Mashiach. That's who they was waiting for. And when the Son of Man pulled up, they said, "No, we ain't going for that. We ain't gonna have that. We ain't gonna. You ain't him. You ain't him. We know that there's a Hamashiach. We know that there's the Son of Yah. We know that there's one that's supposed to come. And nope, you can't be him." And Yeshua started telling them, "Yes, I am. He's in me." They didn't even want to settle for the fact that he was in him. He's with me. They didn't want to settle for nothing because they knew in the old that there was a son of Yah, the Mashiach. He came as Melchizedek. He was the one in the fire furnace and many other things throughout the old. That's why I say don't come pull up on me on no Torah. Torah your butt somewhere and sit down. You don't know nothing about Torah, because if you did, you can see where the Mashiach was always present. But no, they don't want to teach it right. They don't want to preach it right because they walk in darkness. They walk on the left side. They walk on the edge and they smiling while they doing it. So what he was explaining to me about Enoch, that I didn't have to feel that way about Enoch because the world felt like that. So I can kind of pull off, because I was telling them, "No, I don't want to know nothing about no Enoch." Because Enoch should never been getting the information that they putting out here about Enoch. Y'all said none of that is true. Just like the Sabbath. None of what they talking about is true. So he was telling me about Enoch walked with Yah. He walked with Yah. So y'all want me to pull up in this and level this bad boy down. Okay, so let's go to Genesis chapter 5. In the book of Genesis chapter 5, verse 22. In Genesis chapter 5 and verse 22, it says, and Enoch walked with Yah after he begat. What's that? I don't even know how you pronounce that. Methalos. 300 years and begot sons and daughters. So notice he wants you to know that Enoch was just a man. See, that's why we need to climb our tail down out of the darn tree. Because the world had got you so high up in the tree, you don't know what a tree, you don't know how to come down. Now here he's letting you know that Enoch walked with Yah after he had begotten Methuselah. I don't know how to Methuselah. I don't know. That's his. I guess that's 300 years. I think that's his son, and begat sons and daughters. So he letting you know right there. Stop putting Enoch higher than any and everybody. Enoch was just somebody that walked with Yah. Y'all don't care about all them books y'all made. These elites have deceived you all since the very beginning. They ain't gonna stop now, and nor are you. You're not gonna stop being deceived. You're bound to being deceived. So here he's saying that he had children, sons and daughters, and all the day of Enoch were 365 years. Verse 24. And listen to this, y'all. Listen now. And Enoch walked with Yah and was not, for Yah took him. What was it that you want us to know, Father, when you keep saying Enoch walked with you? What do you want us to know? What is it about Enoch walking with you? What is that? What is that about? You want us to understand that. You want us to grip that. Let's go to Hebrew chapter 11. In the book of Hebrew chapter 11. They ain't got nothing better to do with life. That's why Solomon said, don't go chasing all them books. He told them, don't go chasing all the books because it's going to cause you to be cuckoo clock. And you know what they do? That's all they do today. See, that's why I was saying to y'all, every person that y'all use to serve him, everybody get them bent out. They never tell the truth about them. They never take on what their mission is trying to give you. Enoch had something that Yah sent him down from his kingdom to give us. And just imagine, he came way down here, and here we are in the year 2025, 26, and still yet don't know the mission of Enoch. But we took on what man created in their books of words to where we have forsaken. One thing he showed me with Enoch, he said, now Enoch told it like you told it. And I was like, Enoch told it like I told. You know how the fallen angels? Enoch knew that they wasn't fallen angels. They were people, they were men that was sent down here to be watchmen, the overseer. And they got tied up with what the world was doing, what the men were doing with their daughters. And they got tied up in that, saw that the daughters were fair. They got tied up in it, and they decided to go on the dark end. But they were just like I told you, sons of Yah. They were not fallen nothing. Enoch said it, but they won't receive it. They turned around and said, Enoch said they fallen angels. See, they got it all wrong. And they told it all wrong. And they're going to continue to feed it to you wrong. And it's okay. You're wrong anyway. Anybody that listened to all of that stuff, the Spirit of the Most High already told me, leave them alone. They already too deep in the darkness there, but they ain't going to pull out. Leave them there. So y'all keep your tails on over there if you want them. Y'all say it's all well. Salute that. Okay. So here in Hebrew chapter 11, and I wanted to understand, well, what's this here about Enoch walking with you? That's all we were supposed to get. Did y'all know that? Enoch was supposed to walk with, was walking with Yah. See, what y'all don't understand, when you walking with Yah, just imagine that feel. Let's take, for instance, yourself. Just imagine if you're walking with Yah. Okay? Let me go back. Because you ain't going to get it, and I know you ain't, but that's okay. I'm going to trust the Most High for what he gave me. Okay? In Genesis chapter 5 and verse 2, it says, Enoch walked with Yah. Genesis chapter 5, verse 24. Enoch walked with Yah. What is the Most High Yah wanting his prophet to get out of the fact that Enoch walked with him? Okay, the world won't tell you Enoch walked with Yah, because if they have to tell you that Enoch walked with Yah, now they got to tell you what that means. Enoch walked with Yah. Enoch was, the Father wanted us to know he was just flesh, because he allowed him to also have sons and daughters. He wanted us to understand he was just a mere man in flesh, okay, that walked with Yah. Why? Because Yah was in him and he walked with Yah. He had the brands of Yah in him. That's what walking with Yah. I tried to teach that to y'all too many darn times, that Yah has brands. Might have more than 5, but I can say righteous, belief, faith, fear, and hope. Brands he have branded in Enoch's spirit that cause Enoch to walk with Yah. When Yah is in you, when the Ruach is in you, you are walking with Yah like Enoch walked with Yah. Enoch did identical what the Son of Man, not the Son of Yah, but the Son of Man did. He came to tell us as John the Baptist did. John the Baptist told us things that was going on in the heavens for the end days. Well, that's the same thing Enoch come to tell us, because Yah allowed him to look over into that area. But the beauty of it, Yah allowed Enoch to tell us in the beginning and John the Baptist to tell us in the end. Praise the mighty Yah. And here we making Enoch something big and giant and making him all this about monsters and all this so crap. All this so crazy stuff. Why? Because we think that it's better for us to allow the world to blow up with characters. And when you finish blowing these characters up, they still ain't greater than my Yah. So you can sit your tails down and stop all this clowning. And that's where the problem is at. Everybody think that they gonna let all these characters in this book override my Most High. You's a liar from the hell where you gonna be bound, because it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. So watch this here. Then I began to follow the Father. When I got to Hebrew, I don't know if that's the right one. Yeah. I got into Hebrew chapter 11 and the Father revealed something to me. So after I finish, then you're going to tell me and pull up and tell me then now who is Enoch. Now watch this here. In Hebrew chapter 11 verse 1. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Thank you, Father Yah. Praise the Most High Yah. See right there in Hebrew chapter 11, he instant letting you know, I'm going to step into faith first, Deborah. I'm going to step into faith so they can get this thing. Because y'all got them all bent. Enoch was never somebody who was supposed to come here and get all the thunder like the world is giving him. Because they brought him out of a darker stage of what they wanted you to think and believe. But they didn't tell you Enoch came in just to warn us about how the kingdom is and what the kingdom had prepared. And then he turned around and came right back through John. Not Enoch came through John, but we don't know if Enoch came through John. But John came back and gave us the same thing in Revelation. John was telling us the same thing Enoch telling us. John was telling us what was going on in the kingdom way back in his time and how it's going to pan out, how things going to pan out. Well, that's what Enoch was doing. But Enoch was telling us from the very beginning how things were and why it was the way that it is. And then John the Baptist was telling you the same thing, but he was telling you why it was the way that it is and this is what he going to do. But when are you listening? When are you hearing either or? In the proper way of the Spirit. Because the world then took it and made it about everything else, creatures and all these other things. Are there creatures? Sure there is. Because y'all created them too. I knew that when I was 3, not 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I knew it was monsters. I called them monsters. I knew it. So if he told me way back, you think I can't own that thing today? Yes, I can. But back in my days, I called them monsters. And guess what? Assure that they were real. Did they bother me? No. But it wasn't, nobody couldn't tell me they didn't exist. Because I believe these things exist. I didn't care where they were coming from, where they reside, where they standing. None of that. All this stuff that they saying Enoch was saying, Enoch has warned us like Noah warned us, like John in heavens, in Revelation warned us. So many of Yah's servant, like unto Sister Deborah, have warned y'all from the beginning to the very end, already cutthroat. And you're still walking around here like you don't know nothing and don't care to know, because you're waiting for the world to teach you. You're waiting for the world to tell you A to B. You're waiting for the world to identify. So let's pull up in Hebrew chapter 11. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for the evidence of things not seen. You see that? It's the evidence of things that's not seen. These are the things that many people can't see, because Yah hasn't given them the spirit to see into these things. And they wondering, how can I understand it? How can I get it? I want to get it. I want to see it like you see it, Sister Deborah. You can't see nothing unless my Most High open your eyes and give you the sight to see it. And the only way he's going to do that is through that faith. That faith is what you want, that gains the things that's unseen. So you can't enter into Yah's realm without faith, because it's the substance of things unseen. Just like he was telling me to tell y'all about the Sabbath. The Sabbath wasn't made. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. But y'all took it and y'all used it for man for the Sabbath, like the Sabbath need man. You see how crazy people are? When do the Sabbath need you? If it was created, it had to be created before you. So how is it needs you? It don't need you to not eat or not work or not clean or not do anything. If you think it needs your flesh to give it honor, you's a fool. The Sabbath don't need you. The Sabbath was created before you. It was created before you, so you in your spirit can have something to tune into on the 7th day. But y'all took it to serve the flesh. That's how the world ended up making it Sunday and taking it out of even one evening to the next evening. That's how they took it and put it in the church where you can wear your Sunday best. You can stand up you can go kill, murder, steal, and break every commandment, but come up in the church like you worshiping Yah. You see it's just trash that they have taught you all. And guess what? When Yah did not come to change it in you, he let it remain in you. And it has produced such deception that you ain't gonna win. You ain't got a chance in this world. Because I said to the Father, I said, Father, when they did that, they totally disrespect you. He said, yeah. But guess what? I didn't feel it. He didn't feel the fact that you disrespect him, but I felt it. He said, but I didn't feel it. But that's what they did, but I didn't feel it. Because I didn't respond to him. That's why they don't have me in them now. Many people run around here saying they got him, and they ain't got him nowhere in them. That's the biggest lie on the face of the earth. Everybody saying they holy than thou. Oh, I got him in me. You ain't got nothing but a lie. Okay, now watch this here. In Hebrew chapter 11, verse 1, I like how he started off, because he said faith is the substance of things not seen. So how in the rest behind you gonna have anything when you have not received faith? How are y'all sitting y'all tails around here portraying to be this, did? That's why your heart's so hardened. Your heart is so hardened. and it's hardened with greed, pride, self-centered ego, that you ain't gonna receive no faith, because faith ain't gonna receive you, because it's the substance of things unseen. So if faith is the substance of things unseen, what in the wretch behind do you think the Sabbath was? If the Sabbath was created for man, the Sabbath was already here, because it was created for man, so it had to be here before man came. So what is that saying? Where is the Sabbath? Or can you find it? Or do you know it? No, you don't. Because it's rides in with faith. It's the substance of things unseen. You can't see the Sabbath, for it too is spirit. You can't pull in and be about the Sabbath unless you're about the Father. Because faith is the substance of things unseen. The Sabbath ride on that, and faith ride on it. That's what the true Sabbath is, y'all. Now watch this here. Verse 2. We in Hebrew chapter 11, verse 2. For by it the elders obtained a good report. By what? Faith. But wait a minute. I want to see what it looked like. I want to see what faith looked like. It's unseen, Deborah. Just ask my Sabbath. It's unseen. Okay. So he's saying, and by it, by what? Faith. That is what? Unseen, Deborah. The elders obtained a good report. The elders didn't obtain a good report because they were the elders. They obtained a good report because of faith that cannot be seen. Why? It's spiritual. It's a brand of the Most High Yah in the elders. That's how they receive a good report. Let's continue. Verse 3. Though faith, we understand that the world was framed by the word of Yah. Now, where's that individual who's going to tell me the word of Yeshua is their salvation? As if all you needed to hear is a pastor preaching the word and you saved. Yeah, you saved, all right. You sure saved. But here it is in verse 3. Though faith, we understand that the world were framed by the word of Yah, so that things which seen were not made of things which do appear. He even showing you how his word could frame the whole world by the same faith that's unseen. And it's not based on what appeared. It's what does not appear. So what are you saying, Deborah? If he's sitting telling y'all the world was framed by the word of Yah, so that things which are seen were not made of the things which do appear. So how do we escape with the Sabbath? Why do the Sabbath have to be what we see? Why do it have to be what we say? Because we don't know the real Sabbath. The real Sabbath still fall under faith. That's why he said assurance. When you go into the Sabbath day, go with it in assurance. Assurance means trust, faith, and what else? Trust, faith. Let me see what my other one was. Belief. That's how you go into the Sabbath. With belief, faith, and trust. So how in the rest behind y'all going into a Sabbath with not having those? Under the umbrella of assurance. You're going in. You're going into the Sabbath with that. How can you go into the Sabbath without having, what was my other one? Sanctified, without being sanctified. How are you going into the Sabbath when you don't understand the Sabbath is silent? So how you, silent mean rest. See, you don't know because it's spiritual. Hold on, someone knocking at my door. Okay, sorry about that. So let's continue in Hebrew chapter 11, because Hebrew chapter 11 is not a chapter that I really be meditating on, but the Spirit during my Sabbath brought me there. See, that's why I say, y'all, you cannot enter into the Sabbath without the Sabbath entering into you. You get what I'm saying? You just can't pull up on y'all anytime you wanna, because you done created this belief within yourself that you holier than thou. He ain't going for it. Because my question to him was, why would you want them to disrespect you like that, Father? They totally disrespecting you. He said, no, they ain't. Yeah, you can call it disrespect, but they ain't disrespecting me, because that's why I let them continue to do what they're doing. He's letting y'all continue to be lost as lost can be. He don't care about the way y'all see his Sabbath, because it's been done the incorrect way for so long. And then the one that came, which was Yeshua, he come to fulfill it, meaning to get it back on course. And he did. The disciples did it and back on course. But what we at today is gone. That's why I say, don't y'all dare think that you all holier than thou today. That's why today is said to be like no other day ever exists in time. See, we make today good because we think we got everything going for ourselves. But no, in the eyes of the Creator, this is the worstest time ever. Hello. See, when he get ready to destroy everything, that's not the worstest time for him. That's his happy time. Deborah, didn't you go there? Did you go there, Deborah? Yes, I did. That's going to be Yah's happy time when he destroying everything. That ain't going to be his worst time. The worst time is now. But when he come, that's his happy time, because he going to throw down. He going to destroy things. He going to be happy about what he destroyed. Y'all didn't ever think of it like that, did you? So that's why I tell y'all, you run your tails around here and talk about the beginning and the end. You don't know what the end is like, do you? That's y'all's happy time. He going to destroy everything. He's going to be happy. See, y'all never thought of it like that. Sit down. If you have the Holy Spirit, let that Holy Spirit tell you what he going to do. And you're going to wonder, he going to be happy doing it. So if you think that this time is he's looking at it, no. When he throw down, destroy everything, that's his happy time. That's his happy time. So here, when I get into Hebrew chapter 11, I come up on verse 3. Though faith was we understand that the world was framed by the word of Yah. Only through faith do we understand it. See, y'all thought it's through man. The pastor, the bishop, the evangelist, the priest, the pope, the world, the Bible. No. What did it just tell you? Through faith, we understand. Through faith, we understand. That's that brand. That the world was framed by the word of Yah. So that things which are seen are not made of the things which do appear. Right there, he's telling you. They didn't got y'all lying and y'all lying to other people and teaching this mess to people when you should sit your tail down and be taught by the Ruach himself in you. Because here it's actually letting you know that the world was framed by Yah, okay? And that it's not that things which were seen are not made of things which do appear. So he letting you know, y'all just want to believe everything you see that's before you, and it makes you think that that's who created it, that's how it came forth. No. Faith, Yah's faith, his word framed the whole world. When y'all thinking what you see, what you got, is what the flesh and what the world gave you, or that's what the world created. But he's saying it's what is unseen created that which you see. Praise the mighty Yah. Now watch this. We're gonna nail into Enoch. Now the verse 4, Hebrew chapter 11 and verse 4, it says, by faith Abel offered unto Yah a more excellent sacrifice, okay, than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous. You see who Cain was? Cain was the righteous seed, people. Why is it y'all don't get that? See, y'all don't understand. Yas is not who you say they are or who you think they are. How could you know who's who when you've been believing the world all this time? The world been teaching you, preaching to you, walking with you. You walking with the world side by side. This is too heavy for you. Now listen to this. He said, by faith, there go faith. Abraham had it. He had the brand of faith. Okay. Offered, it caused him to be able to offer unto Yah an excellent, an excellent sacrifice. You see that, y'all? Then Cain. Abel was able to offer something different than Cain. Did not Cain offer it? No, Cain gave his portion, but Abel had the righteous heart in the way he gave. Because what? Faith had him locked in. Faith had him locked up and locked in. So when you have that brand faith, it's no way in the world that you ain't come down here to serve the spiritual seed. So listen to this. It even caused Cain, faith caused Cain to give an excellent offering. Now watch this here. Then, not Cain, Abel. It caused Abel to give an excellent offering, then Cain, by which he obtained which witness that he was, see, the witness. Who was the witness? Yah. He was the righteous one. He was Yah's righteous one. Yah was the witness that Abel was the righteous one. Okay? How? Because through faith, he was branded. I told y'all, you don't come down here not branded. Not if you're representing the spiritual seed, you are branded. This is stuff I'm saying to you. The world has no idea of, except for the elites. They know all about this. Okay, so listen to this. That he witnessed, he obtained witness that he was righteous. The righteous Yah testified, see, of his gift. See, Yah testified of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaking. See, you don't. I try to explain that to y'all. I say, but David to tell me this, or Jeremiah said it. Let me ask Isaiah. I told y'all they are my brothers. Y'all look at me all cockeyed, be trying to figure out, well, what is she talking about? You know, they dead. That shows you're ignorant. You don't have what it takes. You're still ignorant, inside of ignorant. Inside of ignorant. Because listen to what it says here. By faith, Abel offered unto Yah a more excellent sacrifice than Cain. That's how you know you have faith. When you go out of the area of what the world and what people think it should be, and that's what let him know that faith. He did something that showed that he was the righteous seed. See, people have flipped that thing so far over, causing bitter to be sweet and sweet to be bitter, not understanding when you have faith, you're not supposed to match nobody in the way you think, feel, and the way you do things. Even the walk that you walk with Yah should not match no one else. Why? Because you got what those brands say you need to have from Yah. And listen to this. It says here, and by which he obtained witness. Who's the witness? The Most High Yah, that he was righteous. Yah wanted us to know this Abel was a righteous seed. Okay, he was branded with my faith. Tell him, Deborah. And I'm testifying of his gifts. Look with the gift with the S. You see that? Okay. Testifying of his gifts. So when Sister Deborah will be asking you, well, where's your gift? What you got up? You ain't got nothing, but you run around here holy than thou. You see, now listen to what he said of his gifts. You see the gifts with an S? Because when faith pull up and he brand you with that, it's so many things he give you for the mission in which he send you on. People don't grip that. They don't grip that. Now watch this here. And by it, he being dead, even though he dead, yet speaketh. See, when you understand things in the spirit, you understand. I don't know if y'all, I'm sure you all have not experienced it. I can be so uptight in the understanding, not understanding something. And next thing I can hear in my thought, I can hear him saying, go to Isaac 15 and he'll tell you. Isaac will tell you. Go into Isaac, he'll tell you. Just like that. I think I've been telling people that ever since I've been on YouTube. The Father will send me into somebody so they can break it down to me. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Why? Because they have been through what I'm going through now. And they'll tell me how it was with them. And that's what he wants me to hear, their experience, because I'm flesh, they were flesh. So he'll send me to them. And that's why I be trying to tell y'all, those are truly my brothers, because they have the right words that I need while living in the flesh and in the spirit on the earth. Only one can tell me is the ones that's dead. So right here, he's sitting here telling you it, and by it, he being dead, yet speaketh. See, y'all thinking that, well, how could she say that? Not Moses. A couple of times he sung me to Moses. How did David or Isaiah or Jeremiah and them say something to her? She be saying that. That's how. Right there is an example. Even though y'all think that they dead, yes, they are dead. But the way heavens has orchestrated is not what you see. It's the unseen. That's when you got faith, when you believe in that which is not seen, but yet you believe. So they're speaking to me from an unseen realm. You think I give a rest behind if you believe it or not? You done lost your mind, because I don't. I'm talking to them, and y'all sending me to them for them to give me some assurance that what I am experiencing, or what I might be going through, and what I don't understand, they're there to give it to me, even though they did. I've been saying that for 7 years on this devil platform. But you couldn't get people to step into that realm because they somewhere else. Okay. Now watch this here, y'all. I want you to stay with me. Now we're finna get juicy here. Now we in Hebrew chapter 11, verse 5. Now we finna pull up. By faith. There you go. There go Enoch. By faith. So what did Enoch have? Anybody know? Or do you know? By faith, Enoch was translated. What do translated mean? Anybody know? What do translated mean? Look at that, y'all. We finna crack this code right here and now, because that's what he gave me on the Sabbath. Hebrew chapter 11, verse 5. By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death. Translated by Hebrew, in Hebrew. Can someone pull that up? Another thing about translated, it says one thing, but what does it mean? Taken up to the kingdom. Let's look up translated in Hebrew. You're going to be shocked, because Yah is saying something here that's very important. By faith, let me see, did I write it down? I thought I did. By faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death. Enoch. Okay, I'm going to hold up and I'm going to do it my way. I won't ask questions because it don't seem like that's gonna work. Let me pull up translation, translate it because you ain't gonna. I thought I had wrote it down. Interpret, interpret, interpret. By faith, Enoch was interpreted that he should not see death. So the way he was interpreted by Yah, he was interpreted that he shall not see death. Okay, that's all it means. But it's letting you know he heard it from a different language from Yah, that he will not see death. Not as we know it, but as Yah interpreted to him. What do you mean, Deborah? Him and Yah. Okay, it was a relationship between him and Yah that he shall not see death. What we're doing with it today is we clowning. We didn't put Enoch so on top of a pedestal where we're wrong, and we're gonna be wrong, and we're gonna live wrong, we're gonna die wrong. Okay, so it's not about taking Enoch and placing him where man has placed him. The reason why they do that, and they did it with everything since Genesis. They done took everything out of the order in the way Yah created. But what I like about I think it's Paul here in Hebrew talking about, he said he's showing you that Enoch was nothing but like everybody else, a man. Watch what he said. By faith, Enoch was interpreted that he should not see death. The communication between Yah and him was interpreted that he shall not see death. Okay. And it says here, and was not found, meaning he wasn't found dead. No one never seen him dead at all. Okay. So what happened after that? Because listen to what it says. Reason why it wasn't found. Watch this here. And this is why I said sad. This is where earlier today when I went out to take care of some business, the Father was explaining to me that there is a way that individual is going to fall so hard and so far away that they'll never return back. We thinking that everything is going to be at the level where we think we at. No, it's not. Many of you all are going to turn another way. And you're going to turn another way because a lot of people are getting pride-minded. Proud and high-minded. And they thinking they know more than they think they know. Okay? And they're going to get out there and they're going to think they're sealed, they're protected, and they everything. This is the time where all ears should be listening, because light is coming out of darkness. And if you miss what light is trying to bring out of darkness, you're going to get stuck right where you at, still in darkness, even though you think you in light. Because he was saying that the time is here. It's a time. It's not time. It's in this day. Like, I would have thought that the great falling away have already taken place. And he said, no, it's not. It has taken place. But what he's saying, no, it's not. That's not the part that he's trying to get me to understand. He's trying to get me to understand all shall meet, which many shall fall away. They're not falling away from Sister Deborah. They're not falling away from YouTube. They're not falling away they're falling away because they need to fall away, because they never was there in no way. That's all it's about. They got to fall away. There's no other choice. because the more simple you break it down, the more you make it clear, it doesn't matter. Now, I said it 3 or 4 times to pull up the definition of Hebrew and translate it. And this is why people are not going to get it. People are slowful when it come down to being about the Most High Yah. I mean, unless they are on top of it. Outside of that, if they don't feel they're on top, they don't want to deal at all at no end, which is good because it's also show a pride minded. Because if I say by faith Enoch was translated, not now one of you all can answer what that means. So I said go to Hebrew so we can get it. Why? Watch this here. Why? Because listen to what this says. Because Yah had translated him. What is it that Yah is saying? I interpreted to him, Deborah. It's between me and him. That's what he said. It wasn't for us in the world. That word mean interpret. It was something between Enoch and the Father. And that's what he wanted us to know right in here. And it's a short mystery, but it's a mystery because I got hooked on it. See, that's why I tell you, I don't move to the next level until I understand what's what. I was wondering, by faith, Enoch was translated that he should not see death, as if he was told something by Yah that he shall not see death. And Yah said it is something. Him and Enoch had an interpretation, interpreted what Yah was saying to him, that he shall not see death. Then you see where it says it again. And he was not found because Yah translated him. So when I'm looking at translated in Hebrew, it says interpret. For before he translated, now there it is 3 times. So why wouldn't Sister Deborah ask y'all to look up the word in Hebrew? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I ask somebody to, if it's in one verse, what do it look like me and you just using that word and not understanding it in Hebrew? Because it's something special in it, y'all. It's between Enoch and the Father. Yah interpret it. Enoch interpret what Yah was saying to him, translating to him, which the word mean interpret in Hebrew. So he interpreted that Yah said this to him, that he shall not. He interpreted. He interpreted. Okay, so it's trying to show you it 3 times in one verse. So that's enough to say, let me search, let me see what's going on here. What is he saying? What is he really meaning here? So then he said, and he had this, wait a minute, watch this here. For before he translated, he had this testimony that he pleased Yah. Listen to what it says. For before his translation, he had this testimony. Looked like Enoch had a testimony. And what was it? That he pleased Yah. So whatever it was in that communication between Enoch and Yah, Enoch interpreted it as he would not see death and that he pleased Yah. That's what it said. Enoch said this. You see? Enoch is saying this. And that's what this is trying to show us. This is what Enoch was saying when he interpreted what Yah was saying to him, where? In the spirit. Yah wasn't communicating with him in the flesh. Enoch was interpreting what the Spirit of the Most High was saying to him in the spirit. And he began to tell you, he said that I won't see death. He was able to interpret the voice of Yah saying that I won't see death. The voice of Yah saying that he pleased him. So that's why Enoch was, that's why you see it 3 times. Enoch wants to let you know that's how he interpreted what Yah was saying to him. Okay. And it says in verse, that's why it's important to take it and try to see it the way the Spirit want us to see it. But most people don't want to see it like that. They want to see it in the way they think they can look at it and interpret it based on what they can look at and see. And this is where they mess up at from the flow up. Because why? Verse 5, it says by faith. It just told you right there. It ain't something you can just pull up and know what it means. It ain't something that you can pull up and say, I got it. I know I understand it. I get it. No, you can't. You can't get nothing because y'all keep forsaking faith. Y'all don't have no respect for faith because faith keep trying to tell you, baby, I'm what you can't see. But you keep saying, oh, I see, I get it. It ain't did. And no, you just can't get it because you still don't get it. Faith is what you cannot see to get it. So you can't keep running to the realm of the flesh trying to make this thing what you want to make it. And when the Spirit showed it to me on the Sabbath, he was getting on me about how I felt about Enoch. But don't feel that way about Enoch, Deborah. That's what man is teaching them. That's not who Enoch is. So what I'm trying to show y'all here, which I know it didn't went over your head 2 or 3 times. I kept showing you. I showed you through who. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Okay. Then he poured up with who? Abel, which you couldn't see. And you ain't going to see because you don't know what really took place. He poured up with Enoch. And same thing. Because the words you don't really know what it means, and because you don't know what it means, you're refusing to look it up so you can know, so you can get into a unity to understand it. But it's too much because everybody knows it's everywhere. It ain't got no business being up in the air, and that's why they're gonna miss out. Okay, so it says here in verse 6, but without faith it's impossible to please him. See, that's exactly what I'm just saying. Stop this mess about you got it, you know it, we get it, you don't get nothing. Because you're still ignorant when it come down. The faith is the substance of things unseen, but yet believe. So when we're going into faith, we're searching for the things that's unseen to understand and believe. But people don't want to go that route. They want to go the route of their intelligence, their smartness. That's the route that everybody want to go. They don't want to go in the way that they should go. So that you can come into a unity to understand things in the spirit. They don't want to go that route. I already know that. It is what Yah said it is, not with nobody else. To me. That's what it means to me. So as I was reading in verse 6, it says, but Deborah, without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yah must believe. There you go. There go the other brand, believe. Faith and belief. So what people didn't understand, and reason why I didn't want to go in the direction of Enoch, because the world keep putting Enoch on this big old pedestal. Y'all don't even understand all these books and all these things that people has created about Enoch and all these, everywhere you go, Enoch. They have made and formed a worship toward Enoch. And the Father was saying to me, this is the reason why you feel this way about Enoch. But Enoch is you, and you are Enoch. Just as he tell me, you are David, and David are you. You are Jeremiah, and Jeremiah are you. You are Isaac, and Isaac are you. We still all got faith, belief, and righteousness and fear branded in us. We are one in the Spirit. Okay, so here it says in verse 6, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. So right there, This is the problem what we all have. People keep thinking that they got faith and that faith is so much in tune with them and they in tune with faith. Not even understanding faith, and you can't even, faith is not something you can see. It's something you can get. It ain't something you can pull up and say, I got it, like the world and all these beliefs and these religion and these churches and all of them saying. That's not faith. Faith is what you can't see, but yet you believe. Why? Because notice, it's you can't see it, but yet you believe because the brand of belief is connected to the faith, and the faith is connected to the belief. And we got righteous that sits on the top pedestal. We got fear, and we got hope, and we got that's faith. We got these brands from the kingdom. So he's telling us that Deborah, Abel, Enoch, continue. Verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yah must believe. There go the belief, the brand belief that he is. You see, that is a problem with me. That is a hardcore problem with me because Yah is actually, if this is what is truth, Yah said, if Yah said, but this is what is said. Yah must believe that he is. And that's the problem. People don't believe Yah is. You see, that's one of the biggest problems because they want to believe he's what they say he is instead of him being who he say he is. Okay. And he's saying here that for he that cometh to Yah must believe that he is. That he is what? That he is what? The people can't answer that. That's what I'm saying. But they know so much that he is, where is it at? That he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And this is where the problem is in the world. And it's okay. It's a problem in the world, but it's a problem that Yah ain't coming down here off his throne to correct. He's going to leave everybody right where they at. It's over. He's not begging nobody to come along and believe, because belief he know is his brand. He know faith. He ain't coming to get you to get faith. He know faith is his brand. He ain't coming to get you saying you righteous. He know righteous is his brand. He ain't coming to get nobody for nothing. He is who he said he is. Ahaya. He can be whatever he want and how he want in the way. And one thing he said he ain't coming to do is to try to make the crooked straight. No, he's not about to do that. So then verse 7 said, now watch this. By faith, Noah being warned of Yah, of things not seen as yet, moved with fear. Now there he go, with faith and fear. See, there go that brand again. Prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by which he condemned the world. And because heir of the righteous, he was the heir. There go, oh man, Noah had it all then. Noah had faith, he had fear, and he had righteous. He was righteousness. You okay? So why would Abel, Noah, and who else is in here? Abraham, tabernacle of Isaac and Jacob, Sarah. How is it that all of them fall under the same category as Enoch? How could Enoch fall under? Now watch this. How did Enoch fall under the same category as Abel, Enoch, Noah? Abraham is in verse 8. In verse 9, it's Isaac and Jacob. In verse 11 is Sarah with faith. How is it that all of them fall under the same self brand as Enoch. How? But Enoch, you see where he's standing today. This is why he schooled me this Sunday. I'm not Sunday, this Sabbath, is to show me Enoch has been blown out of order so that no one would know the order in which Enoch walked in. The faith is still yet a brand of the Most High Yah. And this is how all of them came in. He didn't exclude Enoch. He did not put Enoch with Melchizedek or Hamashiach or the son of Yah. He didn't put Enoch there. Now, if Enoch wasn't just simple like everybody else, then how did this world blow Enoch out of order in which they take in the Enoch story? Because they love darkness. They love adding all this darkness to Enoch and how Enoch deal with all of this. Enoch deal with all of this. Wait a minute. Y'all said Enoch walked with him. But where they got it at, they got it wrong. Even with the sons of Yah. Enoch told it right. They told it wrong. They told it totally wrong. And also the beast that's in the water and the anarchy, those are real. Those are creations of Yah. Are they there? Yes. Is it more than one? Yes. You all should have known that by now. If you say you're awake, I ain't gonna say you say you're awakened. If you say you're in spirit and truth in the light, you should have known that by now. You should have known everything that's down and underneath. People still chasing their tail, trying to find the way, trying to find truth, and they don't know a rat's behind. Because they don't know their own behind. That's why. So here in Hebrew chapter 11, you see something very powerful talking about Enoch having the same faith as Noah, and the same faith as Abel, and the same faith as Abraham, the same faith as Isaac, the same faith as Jacob, the same faith as Sarah. So I'm trying to figure out, how did Enoch get to the level where he at today? The Father said that darkness took him there. Darkness took him there. That's how he got there. Darkness took it there. Let me help you out a little bit. You need a lot of help. Okay. Okay. Darkness took him there. And I'm so grateful that he allowed me to bring down on Enoch, because Enoch also talked about the beast that Yah has. Why? Because Enoch was talking based on what the heaven had interpreted. Yah had interpreted many things to Enoch. Okay, and Enoch was talking about the beasts in this. I call them monsters, but those that's in the sea. All of that stuff is real. But the way the world have blown Enoch and all the things that he have said is out of order. And I'm grateful that I went into the Sabbath day with an assurance that Yah was going to give me something I never known. And that's why we have to be silent when we go into the Sabbath, so that we can hear what I said, the Most High Yah. Now I'm going to show you something right here. Let me go to it's so many good ones. Is that Malachi? Let's see here. That's Malachi. That's not Malachi. Michael? No, that's not Michael. Let me go. Let me go here right quick. Michael. That's it, Michael, not Malachi. Verse chapter 6. Michael chapter 6, verse 8. What is it saying, Deborah? He has shown thee, O man, what is good. What doeth Yah require of thee? But to do justly and to give mercy, and to walk humbled with Yah. You see? Now, all the verses of Enoch in Genesis talks about Enoch walked with Yah. That's what it says. We don't understand the walk that Enoch walked with Yah. You and I should be walking with him that way too. You and I should be walking that way too. Look at verse Michael chapter 6, verse 8. He has shown thee, O man, what is good. What is good? He hath shown thee. And what doeth Yah require of us, of thee? See, watch this here. What do Yah require of us? But to do justly, meaning righteous, and to give mercy, have mercy for others, okay? And to walk humbly with thy Yah. See, so it wasn't just for Enoch. We all, that's why he said, walk in the spirit. It's the same walk that Enoch was walking with Yah. But the world has turned it into something. So this is why people won't be able to find their way home. Because the world didn't fill people's head up with so much stuff till people cannot see which direction to really walk therein. Now it's telling us simply as you can see it. It's telling, he has shown thee, O man. He's not talking to everybody. He's talking about those that are in him. And that's where like I say, the biggest problem on this earth. People are confused with who they are in Yah and who Yah is in them. You say you know him, do he know you? Don't you go there, Debbie. Oh no, I'm going there. You say you know him, but do he know you? You see? I'm going to cut it where it needs to be cut. Okay? So it's telling you in Michael chapter 6 and verse 8. He's telling you, and walk humbly with Yah. What did Genesis chapter 5 verse 22 through 24? Told you twice. Enoch walked with Yah. So why is it that you don't understand the walk that you will walk with Yah is no different than the one Enoch? But the world took Enoch walk and Enoch himself, and they boast him. And for what reason they did that, I have no idea. To where me as a prophet, I turned totally away from Enoch because he's getting too much hype. To where the Spirit told me that I see why you turned from him, but all of those things that they're saying are lies. Had I not known, I didn't know that. I didn't want to hear all that. It was just too much to be putting Enoch that high like that when he was no different than I am. You know that he said, we that are born again, you remember that? This death on this side can't compare to eternal. So we don't ever die. for eternal lake of fire. We're going to live forever anyway. So the thing about Enoch, he walked with Yah. He came down here. He had his wife, his children, his daughters, his son. He lived a life like you and I. So how did Enoch end up with so much being spoken of him, almost greater than even Yah himself? Is because that's what they did. When they took that book out, it was really a chapter out where you can hear Enoch actually telling you his mission. Let me explain something to y'all. I'm gonna give it to you like the Spirit said to me. The reason why they took Enoch out is because Enoch walked with Yah. So if Enoch walked with Yah, Enoch talked with Yah. Oh, yeah, you get it? So if Enoch walked with Yah, Enoch talked with Yah, Enoch was given the things of the heaven and the way the heavens had it orchestrated on the earth. It's just like what took place before the foundation of the world. Enoch came down to make sure that he landed those sort of things on the earth. Guess what happened? Enoch chapter was taken out because it's likened to the ball being dropped from the beginning. They didn't want you to know that Enoch had a relationship with the Most High Yah that would have given you some insight, you and I, which we too have the faith that Enoch had. You and I also walk with Yah just like Enoch. We would have had more information about what Yah sent Enoch down here to do. But when they took it out, they added so much to it. They put it on a pedestal to where Sister Deborah can't hear what my brother really was his experience was like walking with Yah. You see? Because they took it out. And the world and the Hebrew Israelites thinking they took it out to hide something. No, the only reason why they took it out is because there was a man that walked with Yah, and his experience walking with Yah, they took it out. So Sister Deborah won't know. And they added it and they put him in a category to make Sister Deborah not even want to see my brother walk with Yah. Because the way Enoch is portrayed, it's a whole lot of demonic and wicked and evil. Yah ain't sent him down to give everybody that. Satan was good enough for that. See, that's what people don't understand. Yah is not calling from the throne somebody to come down here and give all this evil, wicked. Yes, Enoch had a lot to say about the monsters that Yah created and what heavens has prepared for us. That's why they took it out. But when they took it out, they added him under a total different category and made him to have all these books to where you would never find out your brother Enoch, Deborah. So the Father had to share that with me. So I said, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So Enoch did similar to what Yeshua did. He came down here to give us what the kingdom gave him to give us so we can have something to go on. And I think that's beautiful now that the Father revealed it to me, because it was like he had something to give us. He had something to share with us, but they took it out and they made it about his books and books after books after books. And then they made it so creature just out of order, where I never heard Enoch talking directly, or never heard anyone. It's pretty much never heard anyone talking about Enoch walked with Yah and Yah gave him a lot of information and he showed him things. You see? You're not going to see Enoch in that form. You're going to see Enoch talking about the fallen giants and the giants. Enoch never did take it out of the order in which even the Hebrew Israelites have lied about. That's what the Father was sharing with me. All of those are lies. Enoch, you Enoch, Deborah. You see? So when Enoch disappeared, you even heard how Moses passed away, but then no one never found him. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, when Yah does things, He do things in His order, in His way. We're down here trying to challenge the Most High Yah in His order, in His way, and trying to make it look like and appear that it has to go this route or turn this way, and it has to go up and it got to go down because of your flesh. But that's why I truly understand why the Holy Spirit won't come into many of you all. That's why He don't abide in you and you in Him. He don't abide in you because everybody wants their own mindset about what Yah is trying to give the light, bring the light out of darkness. He ain't trying to get you to catch the light or understand the light. He don't care if you do or you don't. He know who you are from the get-go. I know it. Y'all think He don't know nothing, but you know everything. But He know who you are. You see? So I like the idea of Him just wanting Sister Deborah in the Sabbath to understand Enoch. I would never see Enoch as I once saw him. I was seeing Enoch out of the standpoint of the world that created him and boasted him and lifted him up, when that was not, the Father say, His Enoch. He said, that was not my Enoch. See, that's what I'm saying. And I listen to Him. It ain't important to me to take heed to what everybody else is saying. When that voice teach me, sit me down in the wilderness and start teaching me, ain't nobody on the outside of me can teach me nothing. I take heed to the one that has a voice in me. I have an ear to hear Him. I have an eye to see Him. And that's the way, and the way I would walk and talk until I'm up out of here. Since I was 4 years old, here I am now. That's the only way for me. I don't know which way is for you all. Now listen to this. Watch this here. Let me see if I can go. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 9. The Father wants y'all to understand the same thing Enoch was is the same thing. I like that too, because y'all didn't pay attention. Because in Hebrew chapter 11, he was showing you everybody that was identical to Enoch. And you didn't see them put them like that. He was letting you know he started with Abel. He went to Enoch. He went to Noah. He went to Abraham. He went to Isaac and Jacob. He went to Sarah. Just letting you know they had the same thing Enoch had. Faith, belief, righteous. But what the world took that book out just so they can add it and put all that stuff in it and hand it back to you. And they did a hell of a job, because it showed threw me off. Genesis chapter 6 and verse 9. In Genesis chapter 6 and verse 9, it reads, these are the generation of Noah. Now watch this here. Noah was a just man. There go righteous. And perfect in his generation. Watch this. And Noah walked with Yah. So what is the walk twice about Enoch walk with Yah so different than Noah walk with Yah? It ain't. And then he told us to do what? Walk in the Spirit. That's what he told us to do. It's the same walk, y'all, as Enoch, as Noah. I know it. Everybody want to make him the lie so they can live their life. The truth be told, it's the same walk. So when I get bent out of order regarding Enoch being all this that he did, said this, he said that, the Father said, shut that thing down, Deborah. Don't hear it. Don't believe it. Enoch was just like a servant, like you are. His mission was, I'd shown him more things about what heaven created. I showed you what took place before the foundation of the world. You sit and you gave it to people over and over and over, and still today they more lost today than they were yesterday. So he's saying that, see, it ain't that. You all are not my servant, and I have not given you the things to give to the people. It's where the people stand with it. Lost with the cause and without. And it's not for you to make the crooked straight, nor am I coming to make nobody that's crooked straight. Okay, so here in Genesis chapter 6 and verse 9, he was showing me how Noah, look at verse 9. These are the generation of Noah. Noah was a just man. There go a righteous man. But watch what he says. And perfect in his generation. He was perfect in his generation. And Noah walked with Yah. See, and this is what he told us to do in this day. After Messiah had left and the gift of the Holy Spirit came, we were to walk with Yah. Or walk, what is it? Let me see what he said here. With Yah. We were to walk with Yah. Even to today. So you see how it wasn't that Enoch was all that. Enoch had a purpose, and guess what? When I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I stayed in McDonough, Georgia, the majority of the time. But the thing about it is, the mission in which he sent me on was some mission, y'all. For real, for real. And no matter what, he always let me know that he was with me. But he had me walking in him. I got there, I hooped and hollered and cried and boo-hoo and everything. He wouldn't listen to me because he wanted me to walk with him. And if I'm going to walk with him, look, shut your mouth. I don't want to hear all that crying and hoo-hoo and hoo-hoo. So he didn't listen to me. He didn't hear me. Not that he didn't hear me. He turned a deaf ear. Why? Because it was something I had to learn. And the way he got me to learn it is to turn a deaf ear so I can walk with him while out in the process of learning what he was wanting me to learn there. So see, we don't want to place him under that type of creator he's so just. Yah is he don't have a favorite or nothing. He is so upright and he's so just. I'm going to tell you why that. You don't see Abraham in the kingdom. You don't see Isaac and Jacob. You don't see David and Moses. They ain't in no kingdom. They where they supposed to be, waiting for us and all of us to do it together. You see, that's how just the Father is. Now, when he have those on Mount Zion, those are going to be the ones that ain't going to taste death. But they're going to be changed again at a twinkle of an eye because they got to come from the flesh body to the spirit realm so that they can be judged. So there's going to be people who are going to be on the earth in Mount Zion that ain't going to even taste death. But what I'm trying to show you all is that Yah like to do things across the board. And what happened today is nobody want him. They don't want to serve him in no order outside of the order that their flesh is willing to accept. That's just it. Nobody don't want him no way but the way of their flesh. If I can get him the way I want him in my flesh, I'm good. I'm good. Now, see here in Genesis, it's talked about how Noah walked with Yah. Now, watch this here. Let's see here in Galatians. Watch this here. 5. In Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16. Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16, it reads, "This I say then." Listen to this, y'all. Now, this is what Yah is saying to you all. Okay, because this here is already, I've been received this. I understand this. But in Galatians chapter 5, verse 16, "This I say then, walk in the spirit." So when you hear Enoch walked with Yah, Yah is the spirit that Enoch walked with. So how is it that it's asking and not asking, but telling you to walk in that same spirit that who? Enoch walked in. You see? And the reason why a lot of us can't seem to connect Enoch walk with our walk is because the world then took Enoch out of the book to hide the mission of Enoch from the spiritual level. They hid his purpose and who he was from the spiritual level, from the standpoint of the Father. So we would never know that that was another one of our brothers that was leaving us, leaving. Let me tell you what he was leaving us. He was giving us the information we needed in the old, as Yeshua did in the new, and as the disciples did on down the line. You see, he was doing, he did identical what Yeshua was doing when he was coming to really tell us about the kingdom. You remember John in Revelation? You see how he went to the heavens and everything was shown to him to give us revelation? When that's how Enoch was, y'all. Enoch was also given everything. Why? Because he walked with Yah. But Yah, one thing I love about how Yah identifies faith, he said Enoch, faith. Enoch had faith. Or faith had Enoch. But you notice without that faith, you can't do nothing to please Yah. And he's trying to tell us Enoch, if Enoch didn't have that faith, he wouldn't please me. If Abel didn't have that faith, he wouldn't gave his offering. He would have been just like Cain. If Noah didn't have that faith, nor should he, nor his family enter into the ark. So Yah is trying to get us to love on him as all that he is. But no, we don't want to do that. We want the way the world tell us to love on him. And he already taught y'all that he has a brand: righteous belief, faith, fear, and hope. But we don't want that. So when we see in Hebrew 11, he's telling you all of them, Sarah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they had faith. Well, what is this faith, Father? Just like I was telling y'all, what was it? The other word that I'm saying, look up, because it was 3 times it was in one vision. 3 times it was in one chapter. That means Yah wants you to look it up and get it right. It's no way you'll have that 3 times in one verse and stand around and not look it up to really get the fullness of what is being said. It's just like the Gospel of John, chapter 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. And verse 2, and the Word was with him in the beginning. Well, what's this deal with this Word? And the whole world still don't know what the Word is. You see? Because no one take it and really meditate on it by the Spirit to understand, why did you put the word 4 times? So when I say, okay, here's a word here, and it's just, what does this translate mean? What does this mean? I needed to bring it into the fold of the light so we can understand, well, what did that mean? Enoch was really pretty much saying he interpreted this from Yah. That's his understanding of what Yah was saying that I wouldn't see there. So Enoch was just letting you know that's his interpretation of the way Yah was speaking it to him. He interpreted that he won't see death. You see? So that's why it's 3 times Enoch wanted. Why? Because Enoch wanted to know, let Deborah know. Forget everybody else. Enoch wanted to Deborah to understand. Deborah, I was saying it because I wanted to say to them that from what I heard Yah say to me, I interpret it as I won't see death. Okay? But what? When they printed the Bible, they put translated. Translated shouldn't have even been in there. They still was hiding what Enoch was saying. Even to today, I'm trying to pull out translated in Hebrew so I can get the meaning, and nobody wanted to pull it up. I'm telling you, this is the darkest time ever. This is the darkest time because you would never understand it in the light. Because I'm like saying, why you keep saying that? And you said it 3 times. Because Deborah, I'm trying to tell you that I interpret from the Most High Yah saying it to me that I wouldn't see death. I get it now, Enoch. I get it. You see? But that's not the word they used. That's how lost people are. And they think they woke. They think they got it. They're a long ways from home, farther than they think. Okay, so I'm gonna go over one more. I got a whole bunch of them, but I'm gonna go over Isaiah. In Isaiah chapter 30, let me go there. Isaiah chapter 30, and I think I do one after this one. Isaiah chapter 30. I do one more after this one. Let me go in here. Isaiah chapter 30. Now, how is it that I'm going from Galatians to Genesis to Michael, showing you where those who walked with Yah, they walked with Yah. Now, Enoch said he walked with Yah. But what is it? Let me say this. What is our problem? What problem do we have today? We don't want to take what they have said. We don't understand that they are saying they walked with Yah. And then it was in Galatians where he's talking about walk in the spirit. That's the same as walking with Yah. This lead me as a prophet to understand that the Holy Spirit is not in people like they think, because they can't comprehend anything. That not so much as anything, the things in which it's the simple things, they can't seem to pinpoint it, or they can't seem to go into that direction. He said, be ready to whoever asks you, because you never know when Yah will walk up to you asking you something. So he's saying, be ready. Why would Yah want you to be ready? Because he's the voice speak through you. All you need to do is be ready. But people don't know nothing about that. I get it. They don't know nothing about that one, Deborah. Okay, Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 31. In Isaiah chapter 30, verse 31, and it read 31. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 31. For though the voice of Yah, no, that's not it. Oh no. Isaiah, yep, I got the wrong verse. That's not it. Oh, here it is. No, it ain't. Nope. Yep. Yep, the wrong verse. I got that from Isaiah 30, and it's 31, so it can't be 31, because it's, wait a minute, let me see. Yep, it can't be. Nope. So nope, I can't use that one. Let me go to the last one. Colossians chapter 2. This is the last verse. Colossians chapter 2. Colossians chapter 2. Sister Deborah need to give up this platform and let somebody else who think they know it all see who pull up and teach on this devil platform. Let someone else get in here and do what they mouth and they mind seem to think that they can do. That's what I need to do. That's what I should do. That's what I might do. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 6. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 6. Watch this. As ye have therefore received Yeshua HaMashiach, the Lord, so walk ye in him. There that walk again. Yeshua HaMashiach. Walk in him. You see that? People, Enoch did nothing any different than each and every last one of us who's called to walk in Yah. Enoch time period was back then. The world, which created this King James Bible, they wanted to really fix it up in a way they can manipulate you. And the reason why they took out many books is so they can do just that. And they did an excellent job. I'm going to give it to them. They did an excellent job. I, Sister Deborah, a prophetess in the wilderness, can really say Satan has successfully deceived the whole world. And all of those who supported him to get to that level to deceive the whole world, they have done an excellent job. Even to this very day, the world is so full and so full of deception that they can't see any light. That's it's nothing in that no one can change. It's nothing no one can do nothing with. So in Colossians, in the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 6, as ye have therefore received Hamashiach, Christ, the Lord, so walk in him. You see, a higher, not the higher as the son of Yah, Hamashiach, Yeshua. He's in there. Walk in him. That's the spirit. So you see, this walk that Enoch had is the same walk Sister Deborah had. Except for the good thing that the Father was sharing with me about Enoch, which I thought that was really beautiful. And it made me see Enoch totally different. So from now on, I won't see Enoch like the world see him. I will see him like Yah seen him. Not like the world sees him. I will see him like Yah seen him. Okay, because Yah has shared that with me and told me that the things that Enoch was revealing was what he wanted him to reveal back in the old, so that we could have something to go on based on that experience that he and many others had. But he was given wasn't so much as what others had, it's what Yah had for us. Just like he was explaining to me, like the ball, he said, like you say, the ball is dropped in Genesis. That's exactly what has happened to Enoch. The ball was dropped. It was taken out because Enoch walked with Yah. Okay. And what they made, so this is what they did. They put him on a pedestal because they say that he was caught up. Do you know all of us going to be caught up, people? Do y'all know that? We all going to be caught up. Enoch was just caught up and didn't see death, but it didn't make him be what the world has made him to be. And I'm grateful to the Most High for at least spending that time with me in the Sabbath to give me that light in the midst of darkness, because Enoch wasn't someone that I would even think to talk about, because the world talks about him too much. So you see, I wasn't about to put him above my Father. But now that the Father explained to me, he was telling everybody about heavens and how my plan was. And then he turned around and said to me, you remember how I taught you what took place before the foundation of the world? And that just done it. That done it. I said, yes, I know, because what it shows me, see how I shared that with you? 99.9 today don't know nothing about that. You see? You Enoch, you. We in this as a oneness. Don't take Enoch like the world has placed him. Take him as one that walked with me. You know your walk with me, so know his walk with me. So praise the Most High Yah. His walk comes with him having faith, righteous, you see, belief. The same thing I have. So I have to see him like I see David and Abraham them and Isaiah and Jeremiah. See him as them. We are all spiritual seeds returning back to a spiritual kingdom. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I hope you got something out of it, because I sure got a handful from the Most High Yah Sabbath. And maybe someone else out there can lead and guide individuals. If you got it, what it takes, pull up, lead and guide, open up a page and start your own YouTuber, your YouTube. Since you know so much, lead and guide the people. I'm sure if y'all be for you, ain't nothing on this earth can be against you. I'm a living witness to that. So I, Sister Deborah, say unto you all, appreciate each and every last one of you in the live chat, and I will be back. Shalom and shalom.